Paddy people. Samantha Egley, one of your Paddy Crean Workshop coordinators here. I'm excited to be with you all today for part one of our Canadian grant conversations. If you don't know, Canadian friends, Canada as a whole, as well as individual provinces, have numerous granting opportunities to support and fund artists. We want to help you take advantage of these opportunities and make joining us at the Paddy in Banff next January all the more accessible. The first step is to register with the Canada Council for the Arts, as approval for that can take up to 3 weeks. And the deadline for what we think might be the ideal grant is coming up around the corner in April. I've got Ed Mendez, Canadian grant specialist, with me. Ed has over 16 years of grant writing experience in a personal and professional capacity, writing both on behalf of himself, individual artists, and multiple theater organizations in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He is also a longtime Paddy participant, as well as an actor, director, fight director, and stunt performer. Without further ado, Ed, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Samantha. So the grant that you should look at for applying to help you get to the upcoming Paddy Crean Workshop is the Professional Development for Artists Grant under the Explore and Create funding umbrella. Now, the next deadline for this grant is April 9th of 2025, but you can apply any time before the Paddy starts in January. Now, I recommend starting as soon as you can because the turnaround on this grant can take up to 6 months. And ideally, you want to have your funding confirmed before leaving for Banff. That and the CCA is overhauling their grants shortly, so it is best to get locked in early. But first, you have to get registered on the Canada Council portal. So for those of you who've already gone through the process, great job. Head on over and get the application started. Make sure to tune into our next webinar, though, as we explore on how to set yourself up for success in writing that specific grant application. For those of you who are not registered, this session is for you. So like Samantha said, it takes up to 15 business days to get verified as an applicant. And the closer you get to grant deadlines, the longer this takes. So make sure to get registered as quickly as possible. Now, before you get started, you're going to need your artistic CV. Now, many of us will have these having worked in the professional industry for quite some time, but if you are new to this process, I'll give you a couple of tips here. First, make sure to include, of course, your name, any professional names or aliases that you use, and any links to arts and cultural websites that you are working on, your social media accounts that feature some of your artwork. The Canada Council also recommends adding a short summary, about 250 words maximum, at the start of your CV. And this can include things like the type of arts and cultural work that you do, your field of practice, things like theater and film, which most of us are doing, and the focus of your artistic work. Say you're an actor, stunt person, fight director, etc. They also want to know how you began your arts and cultural journey, areas where you have specialized skills and knowledge, key moments that shaped your journey or any accomplishments that you're proud of, the communities that you work with or the public you want to reach, or information about your practice, community, or region and the impact that it has on your work. You're also going to want to include things like arts and cultural training and learning, things like formal education through universities, other accredited programs, workshops, etc. And lastly, publicly presented works. This is probably the most important section. Things like any film work you've done, any theatrical productions, etc. Making sure that you include the year that they were made or performed, the title of the work, your role in that work, the director or directors, and the company that produced it. So once you've got that all sorted out, go ahead and register on the Canada Council portal. Now the portal has 5 tabs to fill out: My Account, Contact Information, Voluntary Self-ID, Applicant Profile, and Submit for Validation. Now the first 2 are pretty basic, things like your name, address, etc. Voluntary Self-ID, the 3rd tab, all of the questions in this tab are optional and are not used to assess applications. You can in fact click, I do not wish to complete this form, and skip it altogether. But if you do want to go through it, I'll just give you a lowdown of some of the things it'll ask for. Things like year of birth, place of birth, citizenship, hometown, gender identity, sexual orientation, heritage, etc. This information stays with the Canada Council if you want it to, but you can also choose to share it with Canada Council partners, usually things like, or places like Canadian Heritage, etc. The 4th tab, the applicant profile, is the most important tab in the process. Now, this is where we tell the Canada Council what you do. So based on your artistic body of work, you select a field of practice. If you're in film, pick media arts. If you're in theater, pick theater. You can be validated for multiple profiles based on the body of work that you have. You're also going to need to select your profile type, so early career artist, independent artist, professional artist, etc., based on your level of work, and then upload your resume and CV. At the fifth tab, the Submit for Validation screen, you get 150 words to help make the case for validating your selected profile. Then all you got to do is click Submit, and away you go. Now, just a reminder, don't wait. The first application deadline is right around the corner. It's April 9th, just under a month away. For more information on what we've gone over today, make sure to check out the Canada Council's Guide to Getting a Grant link, which will be in the text of this post, or search Canada Council's Guide to Getting a Grant. Also, be sure to check with your local grant councils. In Saskatchewan, we have SK Arts. Of course, we've got, I know that Ontario, BC, Manitoba, Alberta, etc. Everyone's got a provincial body. Some even have municipal bodies to check into as well. We'll be sure to see you again when we dig into the grant details. Thank you so much for your time and have a great one.